What is going on, everyone? I am the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub, but you can call me Bailey, and you already know what time it is. My hair is messy, I just got back from work, and I haven't showered yet, but the girlfriend's not home, so I'm gonna play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's what I do. Deck today, not a viewer suggestion, just something I felt like playing, frankly. You guys have seen I haven't uploaded as much as I've wanted to in the past few weeks. I mean, few days for sure, but few weeks even. I've wanted to upload a little more, and just, unfortunately, it's on me. Just haven't had the time, and also I haven't had that Yu-Gi-Oh! Itch quite as much. But today we are playing with a Skill Drain Zombie deck. I just like the idea of using Giant Rat and Pyramid Turtle under Skill Drain. Bunch of Recruiters, couple Ryukokis, even a Vampire Lord. You know what I'm actually going to do, though, is cut one Vampire Lord, and do I want to cut any other card? I want to throw in a creature swap. Maybe I'll throw in one other creature swap over, I don't know, like a Threatening Roar. And yeah, this is the deck we're going to roll with today. We're going to see how it goes, but the idea is, stun your opponent with Skill Drain, and put on the beatdown with Ryukoki and big boss monsters. Only 2 Book of Lives, the Spirit Reaper. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just gonna go join, make sure this is the default, and go join the GOAT format ladder. Click this button for your viewing pleasure, and hope that you're having a fantastic day. If you're not having a fantastic day, stop watching my silly little video and make it a fantastic day. And then you can go and come back to this video, now that you have my permission to come back to the video. Let me know if the mic is weird at all. I did do a quick test and it was fine, but I had to, I opened up OBS and it wasn't the default microphone, and sometimes that seems to be the thing that causes some trouble, but nonetheless, let's go ahead. Opening hand, Sakuretsu Armor, Nobleman of Crossout, Solemn Judgment, Dust Tornado, Torrential Tribute, Giant Rat. So I think I'm just going to set Dust and normal summon Giant Rat. I don't want to set Sakuretsu with Torrential because I want my Giant Rat to get beaten over. That's like the whole point of Giant Rat, is to get beaten over by battle. Opponent sets a couple of back row. End phase, I'm going to Dust the first set. It was a Jar of Greed. Okay, I'll take that 1 for 1. We draw another Nobleman across out. We're just going to go right ahead, obviously, and attack with the Giant Rat. And I think then we will just end our turn. I don't want to set Solemn. That's a lot of life points to potentially pay. Torrential and Sakuretsu, same thing with that I said with the Giant Rat. I want this to get beaten over. Yes, there'd be some defense, but it's GOAT format. The odds that I get OTK'd are pretty low. Not 0, of course. And my opponent just sets a monster and passes. We're going to go ahead. Normal summon the Sangan. Maybe gets Torrential. Probably not. And then we will knock the set monster that he put face down. It is a Don Zalug. Fantastic hit, because if we'd run into that with one of the Rat or Sangan, we would have been discarding a card. He does have the Mirror Force, so he gets rid of the Giant Rat. But we do search ourselves. I think we just go for another Rat, because why not? And now I think we'll set just the Torrential Tribute. I think setting Solemn, Sakuretsu, and Torrential is a little bit overkill, because if he has Heavy, then we just have to use Solemn on it. I think that if he summons a Breaker, I'm going to Torrential Tribute this Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. Keep the board presence in my favor, and we draw a Ring of Destruction, which is another fantastic draw, because now we have a little bit of defense for this Giant Rat that's a bit more proactive than Sakuretsu or Solemn. So I'll feel comfortable setting the Ring of Destruction behind the Giant Rat. And my opponent has a couple of back rows themselves. We've seen a Jar of Greed, so we know he's running Chainables. Looks like he's just on a relatively standard Warrior list, which I think we have a pretty favorable matchup into. Because we have Recruiters, which Warriors, I don't want to say don't like, but typically they're best at dealing with flip monsters, not Recruiters. Opponent summons a Mystic Swordsman level 2, following up with a Book of Moon on my Giant Rat, and then he just beats over the Giant Rat with a Mystic Swordsman effect, so Rat will not get an effect. But we have a lot of good draws here. Okay. Now that we have double Solemn and Sakuretsu Armor, and we have no board presence, I will set all of them. If he has Heavy Storm, he has Heavy Storm. He just goes to battle. I'll take 900. I'll save my Sakuretsu Armor for a monster that's bigger than the Mystic Swordsman level 2. He does set another back row, making the delinquent duo that we just drew dead. We'll end our turn. Might take another 900. We do have the Sakuretsu if we choose to use it, though I don't think so. His graveyard, he's only got a light. I have a couple earths and a dark. We'll take 900 again from the attack from Mystic Swordsman level 2. He goes to end phase. We draw Graceful Charity. We'll fire off Delinquent Duo to start. He Dust Tornadoes, targeting Sakuretsu Armor. I'm going to Solemn that, so it doesn't get its effect to set a card, because I imagine that's what he's doing right now. And he's going to Solemn, perfect. And he has to pay half. And I will Solemn his Solemn. And we get rid of a Snatch Steal and a Rhoda. Fantastic hits. We have a dead Nobleman across out that will likely discard with Graceful Charity, though we draw double Ryukoki and a Pyramid Turtle. So I think we'll get rid of the No, we'll get rid of a Koki and a Nobleman. I was like, do we get rid of double? But I think keeping one Koki is good, because we can tribute over. And we will attack the Mystic Swordsman level 3, and this is where I think we're in a really solid position here. We're a little low on life points, but we have a Sakuretsu Armor to protect this Pyramid Turtle if he does summon a big warrior. And we got him top decking. Unfortunately, he draws a back row. We will attack into it. And we'll set Dust Tornado and end our turn. So if he draws a monster, we have Sakuretsu. If he sets a back row, we have Dust. And end phase, I'll Dust Tornado the new set, because it showed, yep, that the first set was likely a bluff. Alright. Do we want to bring in Scapegoats? I don't think we do. I think maybe Fairy Lily. Like, maybe. But I don't even know if that's good. I think Skill Drain's not going to be great here. I mean, it's okay. What's worse? Skill Drain? I mean, I think the metas and Scapegoats are pretty good. Maybe just, like, Skill Drain for Creature Swap. Maybe another one for the Fairy Lily. Maybe, like, one Goats? Is that good? Maybe Skill Drain's okay. Okay. We'll go in with this and just see how it goes. I think Goats are obviously very good against warriors, but I think that our big beaters and just sticky zombie monsters are going to be a little bit better. Opening hand looks good. Again, we have Ryukoki, Graceful Charity, Torrential, Creature Swap, Spirit Reaper. Opponent summons a Kaiku and sets one back row. Go to standby. Go to main. We'll activate Graceful Charity to start. Getting Injection Fairy Lily, Ryukoki, and a Book of Life. I think we'll discard one Ryukoki. Do we just discard two? No, maybe we do the Fairy Lily, because we have Solemn. But Fairy Lily is so good. Maybe it's a Solemn. Yeah, it's a Solemn. I don't want to use 4,000 life points. And I think we'll then just go ahead and try to run over this Kaiku with an Injection Fairy Lily. We have... So we Sakuretsu Armors the Fairy Lily. That's fine. We'll set Torrential Tribute and end our turn. Now, it would suck if he just goes straight to battle, which is exactly what he does. But we'll take 1,800, and he doesn't banish monsters. That's a misplay, because we have Book of Life. Though actually, we can't activate the Book of Life under Kaiku, but it's fine, because we drew a Pyramid Turtle. We'll summon the Pyramid Turtle. And activate Creature Swap. He Ring of Destructions. Okay. So each take 18. I'm going to go for the aggressive play here. We'll banish the Kaiku. Put Ryukoki on field. Go to battle. He should have gotten rid of the Pyramid Turtle. Absolutely should have gotten rid of the Pyramid Turtle. He takes 3,600. He's on a 2-turn clock. We have Reapers, some defense, another Ryukoki. Pyramid Turtle can put monsters on the board when it dies by battle. Torrential Tribute's not a great card to see right now, just because obviously we have the board presence, but my opponent doesn't necessarily look to have anything. Now, do we go with the kill? Yeah. If he has Mirror Force, it has to be one of his top 8 cards. And he has the Mirror Force, so I get punished for not putting Pyramid Turtle into defense, but we will set Spirit Reaper and we'll pass our turn. So, punish here would be a Nobleman, a Crossout, but what are you going to do? We got the Torrential for more potential backup, and he puts a Blade Knight on the board, which doesn't get over Spirit Reaper. And he just goes to end phase. We draw Sakuratsu Armor, and I think we'll try to get a plus here. I mean, we go -1, losing the Spirit Reaper, but we tribute for Ryukoki, and we'll try to attack over the Blade Knight, which it does die. And I don't think we need to set anything right now. So he's at 1,800 to our 4,400 life points, but we have the biggest monster on the board. And he Snatch Steals. Snatch Steal, yeah, should still be on the board, but he's already normal summoned. What am I doing? Apologies, accidentally hit, what was it, F11, F12? We'll take the 2,400. Take 18. And in standby, we gain 1,200. Not gain 1,000, but we're at 200. Accidentally lost it. Okay. And we will go ahead and I think just set 2 cards and pass. Battle is obviously the correct play here. Just going straight to battle. But maybe he summons, getting a little greedy, and we can Torrential Tribute him. He activates Jar of Greed. That's fine. Maybe looking for Heavy Storm wouldn't do it. Trunade could. Because then he could just Snatch Steal the Koki right back. He obviously knows that middle back row is not a battle trap. So he changes the Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke to defense and attacks with Ryukoki so we can survive and we get a Book of Life. And he has the Blade Knight, that's right. Okay. We'll attempt to Book of Life. Targeting, I think, do we go Pyramid Turtle or we'll go Ryukoki. And we'll banish the Blade Knight. Special summon the Ryukoki. And I think we know he's running Sakuratsu Armor. Mirror Force, Ring, Sakuratsu are gone. 12 cards in. Could he have more Sakuratsus? We've seen Jar of Greeds. I think the play here is just to pass. We have Torrential Tribute. Maybe taking the plus is better. But there's no XCs or anything that we have to worry about, and we have the biggest monster. So we might just start setting. We will Torrential Tribute the Summon of Exiled. Yes, he can use Prio and obviously get rid of the Koki, but we got rid of his normal summon. He sets a back row, goes to end phase. We draw a Ryu Koki again. We will set Delinquent Duo as a bluff and just hope he doesn't have Rhoda for a monster. So this was not played nearly as well. Graceful Charity, that's fine. Still not technically a monster, though. Digging 3 cards deeper to get to the monster might be exactly what he needs. Discarding a BLS, which is dead because we've been banishing his monsters with our Book of Life. He has Pot of Greed, so he's now 5 cards deeper in his deck. And if he doesn't have a monster here, okay, he has a Kaiku, goes to battle, and attacks. Okay, that's game 2. Alright, so Skill Drain I don't think would have been great there, so we'll take the Skill Drain out. Fairy Lily was okay. What cards are not good? He has not set anything, so I'll take the Nobleman's out. I was a little afraid he would bring them in, and I think taking out Regeki Break is good. Dust Tornado's good. Maybe Brain Control? No, Brain Control's fine. If we're bringing in metas, Sinister Serpent's good. Maybe take out, like, bring in the Escape, yeah. Okay, we'll do this. Take out some cards, keep in 1 Scapegoat in the side deck, because we have the Sinister Serpent, which kind of acts not the same as the Scapegoat, but is a level 1. What is up with Ryu Kokis being drawn to our hand? Okay, I think we're just going to pass, to be honest. Maybe we set the meta. No, I think, honestly, what we want is to potentially discard a Ryu Koki in end phase. And setting the meta puts us 1 turn away from that, and it doesn't do anything. Okay, so here we go. Opponent opens up with a Delinquent Duo. Hitting 4. Hitting a Ryu Koki. And I think we'll discard the other Ryu Koki, because we don't have any way to convert it. We don't have a Brain Control. So I'm not necessarily worried about tributing for my opponent's monster. And they have the Kaiku. So we get punished. He does banish now, so unfortunately, 2 of our 3 Ryu Kokis are gone. Do you say Koki or Cocky? I think I say Koki just so I don't say cock so much. Alright, and we get Giant Rat draw. I think we'll go ahead, normal summon the Giant Rat. Activate Creature Swap. LOL. I gave him the Creature Swap. Might be. Alright, go to battle and try to attack over our Giant Rat. He'll take 400. And Rat will get us... Do we go Fairy Lily? That puts him at... Yeah, fuck it. I said a bad word. We'll go Fairy Lily. And assuming it goes through, he'll take 3,400, putting him at 32. And we'll set the Metamorphosis just as a little bit of a bluff. He Dust Tornadoes it away. Fine by me. Watch us draw into Sinister Serpent next turn. But I think putting a bluff on the board is fine. Unfortunately, maybe we should have floated into the Pyramid Turtle just so Book of Life would have been live. That might have been better. But getting 3,400 damage in with Injection Fairy Lily just feels too good. Opponent doesn't have any monsters engraved to banish, not that he could with the Kaiku on the field. We also can Book of Life because Kaiku only blocks your opponent from banishing cards. Opponent sets a monster, sets up 1 back row, and passes. We draw Giant Rat. I think the play here, there's a few things we can do. The obvious one I see right away is summon Exile, pop this monster, and then attack with Fairy Lily and Kaiku. But Fairy Lily alone represents lethal, and summoning Exiled opens us up to potentially, if that's Torrential Tribute. Warriors, we have not seen any set monsters. So I think the only one we've seen was a Donzalug. So I think attacking with Kaiku and just threatening game right away with Injection Fairy Lily. I think Kaiku's going to be big enough. Okay, so he banishes his own Kaiku. And he Sakuretsu armors the Injection Fairy Lily. Okay, so that's fine. We'll summon a giant rat and pass. So I think we made the exact right play there. That's exactly what we should have done. We would have had a Kaiku left on board had we used the Exiled Force. But this is a problem, actually. And we will summon... Is there anything worth summoning? I mean, yes, but the question is... So I think we will then just send Giant Rat to grave. It just deck thins. It gets summoned and then immediately gets destroyed by the King Tiger Wanghu. We get a Pyramid Turtle. Unfortunately, I actually don't know the ruling with Wanghu and King Tiger. And that's something I really should know, because that seems relatively relevant. I'm a little bit afraid to set the Pyramid Turtle, but I have to. That or I summon Exiled. You know, I need to look this up. This is just too important. I don't feel like individual card ruling. So if you don't know what I'm doing right now, individual card rulings for GOAT format. And then goes to the goatformat.com. Now I just scroll down to King Tiger Wanghu. If I can find it. Okay. Just make sure my opponent knows I'm thinking. Okay, so it does destroy Exiled, because it basically Exiled... It's not that it... King Tiger Wanghu does start a chain, but Exiled it doesn't get priority because King Tiger Wanghu is a mandatory effect that will trigger before Exiled Force has a chance to use its ignition effect. So, our only play is set Pyramid Turtle pass. And hope that the Pyramid Turtle doesn't get Nobleman Cross-outed. And that we'll be able to summon a Ryukoki after. He summons a Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. Goes to battle. Attacks with King Tiger Wanghu. And we will summon the third Ryukoki with the effect of Pyramid Turtle. He goes to end phase. We draw Spirit Reaper. That's a nice draw. We'll try to attack over. He has no lights or darks in the grave, but we'll try to get over the Ninja Grandmaster. I think that, given the fact that we drew Spirit Reaper, is a little more important to potentially get off the board, and we'll set the Spirit Reaper. Just because, potentially, it'll be more important to have on the field. It gives us a Book of Life target that isn't Ryukoki. The Wanghu stops him from summoning anything weaker than 1400. Or 1400 or less, I suppose. So, like a Don Zalug. Not that I think Zalug would do anything in this situation. He summons a Blade Knight. Which is at 2000. Attacking the set Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper will be flipped face up, but not destroyed because of its own effect. And he just goes to end phase and passes. Alright, we draw Sakuretsu Armor. And we'll try to finally get over this King Tiger Wanghu. So now I am feeling good. We drew Sakuretsu Armor, so we'll set the Sakuretsu. He Dust Tornadoes the Sakuretsu. I would have preferred to keep the Sakuretsu Armor, but I think our board presence right now is good enough that I don't feel like I'm in a bad position. If he finds a way through it, which doesn't look like he does because he put the Blade Knight to defense, we draw Premature Burial. We could have summoned Exiled, but again, okay, so glad we didn't because we get Mirror Forced. And I think we then attempt to Book of Life the Ryukoki. And we'll banish his only light because we know he's playing BLS. Though I suppose maybe the Wanghu was better. But Wanghu, I don't think... I mean, sure, you can call the Haunted it, but I don't think Wanghu really does much in this situation anyways. Wong Hu's good before your opponent gets board presence, and Wong Hu is good against a recruiter deck like this, but not when the recruiters float into bigger monsters. Opponent Graceful Charities, drawing 3 cards, but he has no cards in his hand when he activated it, so basically he gets 1 free pick of the top 3 cards. It's kind of like a duality, in a weird way. Obviously better than duality, because you can still special summon, you can do whatever you want, but in a sense, it lets him see the top 3 cards of his deck and just pick what he wants. He discards a Jar of Greed and a Sakuretsu Armor. Summons Exiled, getting rid of the Ryukoki. Goes to attack. Okay, and then just goes to end phase. We draw Solemn Judgment. And I think the play here is going to be Summon Exiled with Prio, get rid of the Blade Knight, pay 800, summon Ryukoki, assuming it goes through. It could be a Dust Tornado. Good games. And, alright, he's already gone. Alright, and let's go join another one. Check my text real quick, because I did get something. We win the rock, paper, scissors again. We are on a roll right now. We'll be going first. Let me take a quick sip of this unsweetened black tea that I got. And the opening hand looks nice. Pyramid Turtle, Giant Rat. So good card, good card. Torrential Tribute, Nobleman, Snatch Steal, Pot of Greed. We're going to obviously start with the Pot of Greed. Getting Graceful Charity and Brain Control. And, why not? Let's fire off the Graceful Charity. Getting Exiled, Pyramid, Sakuretsu Armor. I think we get rid of a... Do we get rid of a Brain Control? I feel like definitely Giant Rat. And yeah, Brain Control, because we don't have any tributes or anything to convert. And I think then we will summon the Pyramid Turtle and pass. You could set Torrential or Sakuretsu, but again, this is very similar to that first game that we played last match, where we had the Giant Rat opening, and why do you, you want this to get beaten over. Now, if he had a Water Monster to discard, the Abyss Soldier would have been great to discard, but unfortunately he did not, and I think now we will summon... Do we go Spirit Reaper? We'll go Spirit Reaper. If he has the Water Monster, he has a Water Monster, but I'd rather have a Spirit Reaper in my hand than the Ryukoki, because we discarded the Brain Control. Okay. I think what we'll do here, we'll summon up another Pyramid Turtle, go to battle, take 600, and then summon a Ryukoki with this Pyramid Turtle, and try to take our plus over the Abyss Soldier. We do get that. So, unsure exactly what he's playing. Abyss Soldier isn't the most common card to see. And I think we'll set... Do we set Skill Drain? It seems very counterintuitive because of the Spirit Reaper, but I think it could end up being important to set the Skill Drain. That's fine. He goes through standby. We don't run Trap Dust Shoot. And this is where I think we're going to Skill Drain, because, he's clearly trying to set Ryukoki to then banish with Nobleman across out. Most likely. I don't know why you'd set the Ryukoki otherwise. He should go to battle and run over the Spirit Reaper, but he doesn't. That is a misplay and a half. Okay. We haven't seen any Torrential or Mirror Force, so I'm just going to try to attack over the Tsukiyomi. There's the Mirror Force. And now we will Tribute for Ryukoki, because the Spirit Reaper is just dead. You know, it is a 300, 200 vanilla because of the Skill Drain. And I'll pass there. I'm feeling alright. So Mirror Force is gone. Torrential could still be in the works, obviously. We draw Premature Burial. We will try to take our plus over this Tsukiyomi, which we do finally get. And I'll pass my turn there. Feeling alright with this skill drain. We still have good defense in Torrential and Sock in our hand. Premature Burial could be interesting. We get a Sangan, so I'll summon that right away. And just try to swing. He summons Scapegoats. So, 2 tokens. I'll pass my turn again. Go right ahead. I mean, with Skill Drain on the board, Metamorphosis into like 1,000 Dives Strict does literally nothing. So, I don't care. And set a monster while you're at it, because I want to use this Nobleman across out. Summons a Blade Knight. Ew, gross. That's weird. Blade Knight, Scapegoat, Tsukiyomi, Abyss Dweller. It's triggers in grave. So we will get, I think, Sinister Serpent. He trap dust shoots us, so unfortunately he might be able to get rid of this exiled. You just go Sinister Serpent right away? Okay. I mean, fine by me. I really didn't have a need for that Sinister Serpent. We'll try to attack over this Blade Knight. We get that plus. And now I think because we have shown our hand via the Dust Shoot, we'll just set all of our traps. And we have a Judgment to back it up in case this is a pro set heavy or if he just has a heavy storm. Dust Shoot saw our hand, so he knows we don't have a Dust Shoot, but whatever. We draw Book of Life. I think we'll go ahead, activate the Book of Life, summon out Pyramid Turtle, banishing, we'll go Blade Knight. And then we'll just try to run over these 2 Scapegoat tokens. So we finally got rid of the tokens. And we'll just pass our turn. With a lot of defense. With a lot of board presence, a lot of defense. You know, I'm feeling pretty solid. The only thing we don't have right now is the life point advantage. Definitely it's not going to be a super long video today, guys. I do, looking at the clock, the girl's going to be getting home in just a little bit. That's fine. I'll take 600. And summon my last Ryukoki. Again, skill drain. Yeah, so he just scoops right there. Skill drain does not block the recruiters, which is why it's good in this deck. I think skill drain seems pretty powerful against him, so I'm going to keep it in. What doesn't seem so powerful? With all of the... Yeah, I think Spirit Reaper's probably the worst card. With all our skill drains, it just obviously doesn't do too much. I think we'll just go in with this. Oppression is interesting as well. Do I do Oppression over... No, we didn't even see anything that he could special summon, but I like the idea of putting a Ryukoki on the board and just saying, I have the biggest monster, try to summon something, and I will Oppression it. Oppression in GOAT format is significantly worse, just because you have to have it flipped face up before your opponent. Oh my goodness, look at this opening hand. Look at this opening hand. We literally just have 5 cards that are at 1 and a Book of Life. So I don't even know, what do you want to start off with here? I think I like to start off with Delinquent Duo. I think giving your opponent the least amount of knowledge possible is the best. We'll discard a Magician of Faith and a Chaos Sork, so he has Light Dark live. We'll then Pot of Greed, because why not? Getting Regeki Break and Skill Drain. And then we will Graceful Charity, because why not? Getting Giant Rat, Ryukoki, and Pyramid Turtle. Discard 100% the Ryukoki. And Maybe the giant rat. Next, we will summon Exiled Force, popping his monster. It was a Night Assailant, and that's good for us because now we'll Book of Life, special summoning Ryukoki, and I will banish his only light monster. We've already normaled. Okay, so he uses Scapegoats. That's fine. Summons 3 tokens. Well, summons 4. 1 gets beaten over. And I'll just set the skill drain and pass. Skill drain's also great against the flips because your opponent obviously is unable to use flip effects when the skill drain's face up. We'll summon the Sangan and just try to get over some tokens. We get over 2 tokens, and we'll pass our turn. I feel like I've been playing these games pretty well. I'm happy with my performance today. My mind is humming, feeling good. We will skill drain in response to the breaker, but we did get rid of his token. And he dust tornadoes in response. Okay, so he got 1,000 life points out of us. He uses Dust Tornado to set the back row. Technically, that should happen while Dust Tornado is still in the field. The only thing that's relevant for is if your opponent does have 5 slots filled. And what do we want to get here? Given the fact that we have multiple creature swaps and we already have a Pyramid Turtle, maybe we'll go Pyramid Turtle. Just because we already have. I was thinking Sinister Serpent, but we don't need to do that. And we get Ryukoki as a draw. So I think the play here... Okay, what are our plays? We can summon Pyramid Turtle, try to beat over his 2 monsters. If that's Mirror Force, we get punished. I think we just try to beat over this breaker. Widespread Ruin. Okay. And I think we then summon... Okay. We can summon or set the Pyramid Turtle. Or we can Brain Control the breaker. I'm just going to summon the Pyramid Turtle, and I'll set the Regeki break. We have another Pyramid Turtle to discard, potentially. Maybe I should have gotten the Sinister because we had the Regeki break. That was actually probably an actual, like, really bad misplay now that I think about it. So maybe my brain isn't humming as much as I thought it was. He goes to battle. We'll take 600. 400. Gain 2. And Pyramid Turtle will get us the 3rd Ryukoki from the deck. We draw a skill drain for turn. Go to main 1. What am I doing? Normal summon the Pyramid Turtle, then go to battle. Attack over breaker. Happy he's not sharking me. Yes, technically I clicked battle. I felt like that was pretty quick. He takes 800 over the breaker. And we'll set skill drain in case that's a flip. The Pyramid Turtle gets over the last Scapegoat token. We'll pay 1,000 when he flips the Magician of Faith. So we cannot get a spell card back. And do we have other... We have one more Pyramid Turtle we can float into, so we'll take 600. It's a little bit laggy. And, we have no more Ryukokis, unfortunately. Holy crap, this is laggy. And we'll just special summon this in defense. Because why not? He passes his turn. We draw Solemn Judgment. I don't know if this is game, but we're getting closer. We'll Tribute for Ryukoki. Flip this to attack. No, it's definitely not game. Attack. He takes 24... plus 21, plus 12, minus 2,100. Yep, okay. He's at 15, and the Solemn Judgment should wrap this up. We don't have discard for Regeki Break, but if he has a Chaos Monster, which he has seemingly been looking for, it can't even get over, unless it's BLS. And we'll just Solemn the BLS summon. So we can't even bring it back with a Premature Burial or a Call of the Haunted. And that should be game. I mean, I don't know why he paused the game. What's up? I think he just rage quit, which is fine. You know, it happens. The opponents don't always love when you have everything. But I mean, we played Warriors twice, and this deck is like the Warrior killer, I think. Warriors thrive off getting +1s in battle and putting pressure on your opponent, and this is just like, beat my things in battle. I dare you. And then when you do, I get a 2400 beater that beats over your stuff. And the skill drain, it's okay. This version of, I don't want to say it's Warriors, but we did see some, like the Blade Knight. It's like, I guess, Chaos Warrior with also Abyss Soldier and Knight. Like, I don't know. This is a really weird deck. All due respect to my opponent. You know, it's looking a little bit odd with double Magician of Faith, but regardless, I think that like the skill drain in this version obviously did a lot more work. Against the first Warrior version, it wasn't that good, which is why I think we sided a couple out. But zombies as a whole are just gonna really, I think, take care, especially like a Chaos Warrior list, because the Book of Life's target the graveyard, and graveyard hate is something that's not easy to come by compared to like Edison format, where you have DD Crow, basically in GOAT, like Soul Release, Kaiku, Necro Valley, and I'm sure there's some other cards I'm missing, but like those are the first big three that I think of that like can target Book of Life. What the card we were talking about is pretty decent, but we get the match win because my opponent decided to quit. But I think, yeah, it overperformed. I think that was a pretty solid couple of matches. I'm sure there's some cards you could change. I wish it could, like, I could default to the GOAT format list, because I like, you know, showing off the list. And when it's in, if you guys don't know, you can't see it, behind the YuGiOh Scrub on Dueling Book. Some of you also ask what website this is. It's duelingbook.com. Very easy to use, very easy to make a account. But you just go to more options up by the search, and then you can go to official cards, Edison, GOAT. But it will also not only make the card pool when you search only those cards, it will automatically adjust the ban list, so you can see, like, in GOAT format, Creature Swap is at 2. Which is really, really cool. I like that a lot. Obviously, it helps someone learn who doesn't know the format quite yet. But if you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, if you tell me that Spirit Reaper and Skill Drain are the worst combination, why you're running these two cards in the same deck, that absolutely is awful. Let me know that too. But if you guys like that stuff, you know, consider leaving a like. Thank you all for watching. I'm the YuGiOh Scrub. Goodbye.